Hello, everyone, and good morning. Today is Thursday, May 15th, 2025, at exactly 1000 hours. And today we have our day one outlook to look at today. So, we do have the same enhanced risk as yesterday. If it will kindly load, that would be nice. Thank you very much. Okay, so we have the enhanced risk that extends from Minnesota through Wisconsin, down into Illinois, into Indiana, and a little bit of Ohio and Michigan. So yes, it does extend up into Michigan as well. Slight risk here extends from Minnesota through Wisconsin, Michigan, a little bit of Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky, Missouri, Tennessee, and a little bit of Arkansas there having that slight risk as well. It also does extend back up into just a teeny tiny little bit of Iowa. So we do have this marginal risk that extends from North Dakota, South Dakota, through a little bit of Iowa, Minnesota, the outskirts of Wisconsin, the New York State, Pennsylvania, Maryland, D.C., Virginia, West Virginia, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, going through Arkansas and then back into Oklahoma and Texas, going back through Missouri, Illinois, and back through Iowa. So there you have it. And we also have this slight risk here, encompassing parts of Virginia and North Carolina as well. So let's go ahead and see what cities we've got for today. We have Chicago, Milwaukee, St. Paul, Fort Wayne, and Madison under the enhanced risk. Detroit, Indianapolis, Columbus, Cleveland, and Minneapolis under the slight risk. And Memphis, Washington, D.C., Nashville, Virginia Beach, and Raleigh under the marginal risk. So let's go ahead and see what type of risks we've got for today. Today we have a 10% hatched risk, which kind of looks like a boot. It does extend from Wisconsin down into Illinois, a little bit of Indiana, and Michigan do have the 10% hatched risk. 5% we have from parts of Minnesota through Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, down into Kentucky, and then into Missouri as well. And we also have the 2% that extends from a little bit of Iowa through North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, outskirts of Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Maryland, D.C., Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky, North Carolina. Parts of North Carolina does have that 2%. In Tennessee, parts of Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas have that part as well. So, let's see what we've got for today's cities. We have Chicago, Milwaukee, Madison, Aurora, and Naperville under the significant severe, as well as the 10% hatched. Detroit, Indianapolis, Minneapolis, Toledo, and Cincinnati under the 5%. And Columbus, Memphis, Washington, D.C., Nashville, and Cleveland under a 2%. So that could mean that for the 5% area, you could see a good EF2, maybe even EF3 tornado. So we'll have to predict some strong tornadoes possible, like we talked about yesterday. So strong tornadoes may be possible, especially up in the 10% area. 5% area, you could just see an EF1 tornado, maybe an EF2 tornado possible. And then 2%, you could just see a brief EF0, maybe an EF1 tornado today, if the spin up is right. So going into the wind outlook for today, we now have a 30% for parts of Wisconsin, a little bit of Minnesota, but much of Wisconsin and Illinois and Indiana do have a 30%. But we do have a 30% hatched for parts of Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan. We also do have a 15% that's for parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, a little bit of Tennessee, Missouri, and Arkansas having the risk. As well as we have this 15% out here for Virginia and North Carolina as well. We do also have the 5% that extends from Iowa through North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, back through New York State, Pennsylvania, Maryland, West Virginia, Virginia, Ohio, Kentucky, North Carolina, and then parts of Tennessee, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas as well. And extends back up into Missouri and Illinois. So there you have it. There's the wind outlook for today. So again, we have Fort Wayne, Grand Rapids, Lansing, Ann Arbor, and South Bend under the significant severe. Oh, there's the reset. I did not do that. Oh, okay. Where are we? Here we are. Let's try this again here. Fort Wayne, Grand Rapids, Lansing, Ann Arbor, and South Bend under the significant severe. Chicago, Milwaukee, St. Paul, Fort Wayne, and Madison under the 30%. Detroit, Indianapolis, Columbus, Cleveland, and Minneapolis under the 15%. And Memphis, Washington, D.C., Nashville, Virginia Beach, and Raleigh under the 5%. So I definitely will say for the 30% hatched area, you could see damaging wind gusts of 60 to 85 miles per hour. That could be possible today, maybe even pushing 90 miles per hour. So please be mindful of that those storms in those areas could produce some good damage. 30%, you're not really out of it either. You could see 60 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts. 15%, you could see 60 to 75 mile per hour wind gusts. And 5%, you could just see 60 to 70 miles per hour wind gusts. But still, those are very damaging winds. So please take time. What's happening?
So maybe you've got some beach plans. You're heading out to the coast there in North Carolina, Virginia. Just make sure that you are having a way to get those weather alerts in case maybe you are.
Okay, I missed the Pennsylvania test because I completely forgot that was flipping happening today. Really? Okay, anyway. Sorry about that. I was attempting to do something for my other channel, but I completely forgot that that was happening today. Damn. Oh well, anyway. Going on to the hail threat for today. We do have a... Did I just explain the winds? Yes, you did. So, okay, yes, I did. So, anyway, going on to the hail threat for today. We have a 30% for parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, and we do also have parts of Illinois, Indiana, and just a little bit of Ohio. I don't know if you can see that, but a little bit of Ohio has that hatched area as well. And going up into Michigan, also having that as well. 30% hatched for that area. 15% hatched we have from Minnesota through Wisconsin. And then skipping into Illinois, and just a little bit of Indiana does have that. And then we have Missouri as well, under the 5%. So, yeah, we do have that area. And then we have a 15% normal area for parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, and then we have skipping down into Missouri, Tennessee, and Oklahoma as well, having that 15% normal. This 15% normal also going for Virginia and North Carolina. And we also have this 5% here that extends from Iowa through Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, going back through New York State, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia, North Carolina, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas, extending through Missouri up into Illinois and back into Iowa. So yes, we do have the hail threat for today. So basically, every threat today, we have a significant severe for everything. Today we have Chicago, Indianapolis, Milwaukee, Minneapolis, and St. Paul under the significant severe. Chicago, Milwaukee, St. Paul, Fort Wayne, and Madison under the 30%. Detroit, Indianapolis, Columbus, Cleveland, and Minneapolis under the 15%. And Minneapolis, Washington, D.C., Nashville, Virginia Beach, and Raleigh under the 5%. So, anyway, today we have, for the 30% area, we could see damaging hail of 2 to 4 inches possible. So please be mindful that could be possible. 2 to 4 inches of hail possible. 15% hatch. You could see 1 to 3.5 inch hail possible. 15% normal. You could see 1 to 3 inch hail possible. And then 5%. you could see 1 to 2 inch hail possible. So please be mindful that could be a possibility for you today. So anyway, today we have the summary. Let's go ahead and read that. Severe thunderstorms are expected across parts of the upper Mississippi River Valley and Great Lakes this afternoon and evening. Tornadoes, some of which may be strong, which I did mention, and very large hail and damaging winds will be possible. Severe thunderstorms are also expected. Oh my gosh, another reset. Severe thunderstorms are also expected through the Ohio River Valley, Ozarks, and parts of the Mid-Atlantic. So there you have it. There's today's risks. There's today's hail risk. There's today's wind risk. There's today's tornado risk. And there's today's day one outlook. So I do really hope you stay weather aware and stay safe. I would imagine it's going to be going overnight, so please be aware that this could be possible for you overnight tonight. So make sure you have a way of getting warned, whether that would be your NOAA weather radio, your cell phone, internet source, TV, whatever it is you use. Anyway, keep an eye on the sky today and stay weather aware and stay safe. I will be back later for the day 2 outlook. For now, have a great day, everybody, and take care.